Hi, welcome to my guide on organelles. Let's get started. Oh, okay, cool. We are now looking at a generic animal cell, TM. Let's go inside, but wait, what is this? That's the cell membrane. It's made of proteins, cholesterol, and glycerophospholipids. It keeps everything inside, but some things can go in and out. It's important because without it, the cell would be a splot on the ground. There is no ground. What can go in and out? I'm glad you asked. Water can go out. Folded proteins can go out. Where do the folded proteins come from? Folded proteins are shipped out of the cell by the Golgi, but the Golgi doesn't make them. Well, it folds them. But where does it get the proteins? The rough ER is the answer. No, it doesn't stand for emergency room. It stands for Endoplasmic Reticulum. The ER is divided into two parts, smooth and rough. The rough part has these little dots on it, and the ER ships nutrients out to the rest of the cell. It's pretty cool that way. Speaking of those little dots, what are they? They're ribosomes. Ribosomes turn stuff into protein, but not just any stuff, amino acids. I wonder what those are. Amino acids are organic compounds containing amine and carboxyl functioning groups, along with a side chain R groups specific to each amino acid, the key elements of an amino. Moving on! Ribosomes are made in the nucleus. By in the nucleus, I meant in the nucleolus, which is a smaller nucleus in the nucleus that does different things, like make ribosomes. The nucleus outside of the nucleolus, however, does different things. It contains DNA, which is also called chromatin, or if you're a cool kid, deoxyribonucleic acid. That name is so cool, all the letters in it are said. The same can't be said for you, Treaty of Versailles. Back into the cell. Whoa, look at those tiny hot dogs. They're not hot dogs. In fact, they're mitochondria, the powerhouse of this cell. They also have their own DNA and reproduce on their own. They just do their own thing. It helps the cell because the cell gets energy. That's pretty cool, I would say. Oh no, look, an invader just got in through the cell membrane. That doesn't happen because the membrane is so good at its job. But if it did, everything would be awful. Oh no! Don't worry. The lysome has you covered. The lysome cleans up things that aren't supposed to be in the cell and throws them out of the cell or eats them. It eats things like old cell parts and microorganisms. Wow, it's like a white blood cell for the cell. Where does it come from? It splits off the Golgi. Okay, that's nice, but the cell also needs water. Water comes through the cell membrane. Where does the cell store it? I'm so glad you asked. You're just asking the best questions today, probably because we're the same person. Water and other nutrients are stored in vacuoles. Waste is also stored in some vacuoles. Different vacuoles have different purposes. Vacuoles are boring. Pray tell, what else is in the cell? There has to be something so that the cell parts don't just fall to the ground. There is no ground. That thing is called cytoplasm. Cytoplasm is a gel-like structure that holds everything in place so that nothing explodes. Just kidding, nothing would explode anyways, probably. Wow, that's a lot of organelles, and that doesn't even include the plant-specific ones. You should include the plant-specific ones. Fine. Plants have this cool wall. It protects them and makes the cell stronger. Along with that, plants also have way bigger vacuoles, and generally have one central vacuole called the central vacuole. Thanks, scientists. Hey, why is a plant cell green? Plant cells also have a unique type of organelle called plastids, called so because they all end with plast. First one is called the chloroplast. It's why the cell is green. It's the one you are most likely to know about, and it's a bit like the mitochondria, except instead of eating nutrients, it eats sunlight and turns that into energy. It also doesn't look like a hot dog. Chloroplasts have this cool thing inside them called chlorophyll, which is what allows them to eat sunlight instead of normal food. It's called chlorophyll because it fills the chloroplast. They also move around in a process called moving. Or if you're still a cool kid, cyclosis. Or if you're an even cooler kid, cytoplasmic. Chromoplasts are like chloroplasts, but there's an M instead of an R, and they drop the L. Its function is to make and store different colors so plants can be beautiful. It doesn't need sunlight, even though chromoplasts come from transformed chloroplasts. Lusoplasts are the third plastid, and are only found in the roots of plants. They just store things. How boring. And with that, I think I am done here. Didn't we recap them all? No. I want to recap, though. I'm gonna press the recap button.